All right, it's finally the end of the week. It's Simply Bitcoin. We break down the news from Twitter, the daily fail, the meme review, software releases, and the websites by plebes or plebs. Drop us a like, subscribe. All right, you know where we're going. It's number time.
Number time!
At the time of this recording, the block height is 690,338. The Bitcoin price, 33,875. Chain rewrite days, 1,157. Total public Lightning capacity, 1,761.01. Man, that's pretty crazy. Anyways, another all-time high. Anyways, Bitcoin versus gold market cap, 5.38%, and sats per dollar, 2,952.
My dude, if it wasn't for the Lightning capacity going up every single day, I would just say skip the section. Just skip the section.
I know, that's it. We could just rant right away that, like, the number moving, you know? Like, we're getting, like, a little pump right now, but it's like, meh.
We're consolidating.
I know, though. Exactly. We're just consolidating in a straight line. But it's okay. It's okay. You know what? At the end of the day, this is part of it, right? This is part of the action, and, you know, it's, sometimes it can feel like it's overextended.
I agree. Right. But it doesn't matter if you just stay humble and stack sats. The price becomes irrelevant. But anyways, Phil, it's time for
the daily fail.
All our analysis on CBDC, in particular for the use of general use, we tend to establish the equivalence with cash. And there is a huge difference there. For example, in cash, we don't know, for example, who's using a $100 bill today. We don't know who is using a 1,000 peso bill today. A key difference with the CBDC is that central bank will have absolute control on the rules and regulations that will determine the use of that expression of central bank liability. And also we will have the technology to enforce that. Those two issues are extremely important, and that makes a huge difference with respect to what cash is.
Okay, that's disgusting and psychotic, and it's brought to you by the BIS Hamburglar. All right, so moving on.
So now we know where inflation goes.
I mean, are you kidding me? We want to know. You know, right now we have no idea who's spending that money. I mean, we're completely incompetent, and we're allowed to be corrupt and garbage, but not you. We need to know what you're doing. It's very important. Okay.
I feel like as the dollar gets devalued, he just keeps getting bigger.
Dude, you know what, man? They can't get him in a fucking boxes of Oreos. Okay, like. Anyways, look, and don't get me wrong. That's, you know, not nice, because really at the end of the day it makes no difference. But really what we're focusing on, though, is his terrible message of control and this freaking scary psyop, okay, experiment that they're trying to force us all to live through. Anyways, let's continue. Okay, here we go. This is shout out to MTCBTC, who posted this. It's how a bubble in Bitcoin could lead to hyperinflation. And of course, Alan Greenspan. Hey, everybody remembers Alan Greenspan, 2008 financial crisis. Hey, take the money out of your house. Take the money out of your house, they said. Safe. They said it was safe. Right? Bubbles don't pop, except every bubble that has popped. Okay, anyways. So the whole beginning is all about bonds and all the different bubbles, right? They're sitting there filling you with fear. I'm not going to waste your time with that. Here we go. An even riskier mania. Even more dangerous bubble that has developed in the past few years. This is one that, if unchecked, because they're so great right now with our frickin' monetary policy, right? Anyways, if unchecked, is bound to produce cataclysmic changes in wealth distribution. Yeah, that's true. That bubble is in private cryptocurrencies. I don't know what the fuck that is. Anyways, as with equities, cryptocurrencies have no terminal date, so a bubble can be rational in the same way. However, once the macroeconomic context is considered, it becomes clear that the bubble must pop. So keep in mind, right, the cycle of fiat is what actually fuels these bubbles, okay? These insane, enormous bubbles. Don't get me wrong, I'm sure that there is, it's not a perfect economic system without inflation. The only difference is that we suffer the consequences of our actions and we build anew, rather than not fixing it, band-aiding it, printing more money, making the bubble even bigger, causing even bigger problems. Anyways, I'm moving on. Here we go. Why either the market price of Bitcoin, for example, can become infinite or it cannot. If it cannot, then at some point, the only possible change in the market price of Bitcoin is negative. At that point, all holders would want to sell. It's amazing that they're in our heads like this. Unless central banks, this is great. This is the jerk-off moment. Here we go. Unless central banks, as with bonds, were expected to support the Bitcoin price indefinitely. No, we don't have that. We just have Bitcoin remnants and hodlers of last resort. People who believe in the freedom of Bitcoin. They don't get Bitcoin because they are completely brainwashed slave drivers. They don't get it. They can only...
They don't understand that we will die on this fucking hill.
Okay, here we go. I'm almost done. All right. It is clear that many governments, most relevantly the US government, now want to produce huge wealth transfers. Whether they are right or wrong is a matter of debate. The key questions are how to distinguish in practice between what I have called acceptable wealth, wealth whose possession does not entail a reduction in lifetime consumption possibilities for everyone else, and unacceptable bubble wealth. This is complete nonsense. Okay? The only acceptable wealth transfers they see are the ones that keep coming from their frickin' money spigot. Okay? That is the only thing. This is derangement. Okay? We talk about Bitcoin derangement syndrome. This is fiat derangement syndrome. Okay? That's exactly what this is. These people are, honestly, man, they're sniffing glue. Anyways. All right. To end it off, here we go. Governments will have to burst the crypto bubble. I don't know about crypto. There's only Bitcoin. Anyways, to avoid serious social and political discontent, leading to unrest and ultimately socio-political breakdown. What are we having right now with what's happened in the last 2 years? It doesn't matter that it's happening with fiat. It doesn't matter. The authorities will have to burst the Bitcoin bubble before its macroeconomic importance becomes much greater. Oh, they're going to have to come in to save the day, right? They're going to have to come in and save the day like they've done so many times before, right? And we can feel how they've saved the day. The fact that you have to, the fact that you have to earn more and more, the fact that you have to jump through hoops just to maintain the value of your dollar with inflation. It's fantastic, all the saving they've done. Oh, you know what? I'm so happy. Give us more. Like morons, man. These people are stupid and they're spreading their stupidity.
Man, not only are they stupid, they're psychopaths. And Augustine Carson, Mr. Inflation Man, in the beginning, like he had a Freudian slip, dude. He said the quiet part out loud.
Yep.
He says with this, central bank digital currencies. We've been telling you guys this, by the way, for months now. Central bank digital currencies will allow us to have complete control over your money, right? That is fucking terrifying. Why is that effing terrifying? Other than the 1,000 reasons that we've been talking about this show for months, Phil just read this example of this article where they believe that they know what's better for you. They believe that you don't know what to do with your money. Right. And look, we showed an example of this not too long ago. Barclays Bank was essentially to keep your money, to quote them, to keep your money safe. Right. We don't want you sending it to Binance so you could, buy yourself some Bitcoin or shitcoins. Right. So that's the mentality of these people, man. That's the mentality of people that are working and are benefiting from the legacy finance fiat system. Right? It's that, like, dude, they're used to that control. What they don't realize is that humans are the problem. Mm-hmm. You have to get the monetary policy out of the humans' hands. No committee, no council, no ESG, no the Sailor Mining Council, whatever. None of that is necessary. Bitcoin works because, and Bitcoin, not only does Bitcoin work, Bitcoin is better money because the human element has been taken out, right? And that's what these people don't understand. That's why they're scared shitless. That's literally why they're releasing these types of FUD articles. That's literally why the European Central Bank has to come up with videos saying 80% of Europeans agree with the euro. It's like they're freaking out. They know they are losing, whether they want to see that or not, right? I bet you half of them are still asleep. But it's become so apparent, not only to us, but it's starting to become apparent to them. And a good representation of that is the bought and paid for propaganda media. Again, what we've been saying, the rhetoric is just getting higher and higher, Phil. Just getting more and more aggressive, more and more insane. But yeah, man, it's just awesome, Phil. I hope all those bankers have fun staying poor. But anyways, Phil, it's time for
the Daily Meme Review.
That was excellent.
Yeah, that was excellent. Fuck those guys, man.
Yeah, dude.
They are scared shitless.
They're terrified. All right, everybody. The meme for today is brought to us by a meme lord at GregZag1. Definitely give him a follow for some of the best memes on Bitcoin Twitter. Anyways, let's check it out. Fuck your fees, Coinbase. Fuck your shit coins. Fuck your business model. Have fun staying poor. Let's check it out.
Fuck! 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 Oh!
Very, very, very nice, Greg. Greg, like always, coming up with these legendary memes. That was freaking hilarious. But I am gonna give you shit, Greg, because I told you just make the text white. You don't have to add the little gray thing. It just pops out more. Anyways, Greg, you know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna give it some Dove deodorant. What about you, Phil?
Which one is that? Is that fresh scent?
It's the antiperspirant.
No, antiperspirant is bad. Never use antiperspirant. It clogs up your pores.
Oh,
You have to use deodorant. Yeah, that's right. How do you think it stays dry? Anyways.
by clogging up your pores.
Hey, look, and now somebody learned that. Now they're going to go check it up. They're going to Google it and be like, the hell is he talking about? That doesn't make any sense. Anyways, yeah, no, look, that was a great meme. And you know what? On such a magical evening, such a magical Simply Bitcoin evening, I am going to give Greg a wholesome fuck you, Greg. From the bottom of my heart. From really the depths of my heart, Greg.
I think that was the best rating on Simply Bitcoin's history. Yeah, that was great. I don't know what else to say. But anyways, guys, do you agree with our score? I doubt you do. But if you disagree with our scores, rate the meme down in the comment section. And of course, join our Telegram group. Link us some memes so that we can review them for the show. But anyways, Phil, it's time for
the Daily News, sponsored by
Crypto Cloaks.
All right, everybody, check out. I thought this article or this blog was really interesting. It's by Jameson Lopp. He is the Chief Technology Officer at Casa, and he in this blog he describes a very, very intricate attack on stealing someone's Bitcoin, stealing someone's keys. And I thought if we can go over it, we all might learn something. Anyways, Let's check it out. Okay, so the name of the article is Casa Client Case Study, the Tinder Date.
the Tinder Trap.
The Tinder Trap. Okay, so the client is the client of Casa, and you guys have to understand something. They're trying to market, right? But we're just trying to, we're not trying to market Casa or anything. We're gonna stay neutral here. Anyways, let's check it out. It's a very good case study. Last week he came across, and they're talking about a client of Casa's. Last week he came across the profile of a woman whose Tinder bio stated that she was working as a crypto trader. After chatting online, they decided to meet up at a coffee shop. The person who showed up looked similar to the photos on the Tinder profile, but not exactly the same. That's the first red flag there. Anyways, afterwards, they went for a walk and eventually settled on going to the client's residence for a drink. After some period of time, the client went to the restroom. While he was there, we suspect the woman laced our client's drink with, I can't pronounce...
Scopolamine.
Thank you, Phil. Also known as the devil's breath, and benzodiazepine, like Xanax. Anyways, sometimes later, he believes the woman picked up his phone and asked him to show her how to unlock it and find his passwords. And of course, this is after he was drugged. This was after the next day when he woke up. Our client woke up the next day in his bed and noticed his phone was missing. He began checking various accounts from his laptop and saw that purchases from his bank account had been made at several exchanges. Bitcoin withdrawals had been attempted from other custodial services. So what exactly happened? It was a SIM swap attack, but it wasn't a SIM swap attack because instead of,
it's social engineering as well.
But she got access to his cell phone, right? Yeah. Which has his passcodes, his 2FA, all that stuff. And the other type of attack, which I would consider it's a different type of $5 wrench attack. He was drugged and he was essentially hands behind his back, right? So it wasn't a violent $5 wrench attack. But anyways, the attacker managed to get some amount of Bitcoin out of one of our client's exchange accounts. He was able to block some of the other request purchases and withdrawals by contacting those custodians to inform them of the compromise. And again, they're shilling Casa. Since the attacker only had one of the client's keys to his Casa multisig, those funds could not be spent. Right. So there's a lot to unpack there. There's a lot to learn. Right. Look, again, the benefits of multisig. Right. In this case, that individual was using his phone as one of the keys. Right. Imagine if he was using his phone as just one of the keys, right? This is why hardware wallets are so important. And, you can't do anything with just one out of a 3 of 5 multisig. You can't do anything with just one key. And then the other lessons to be learned here is dude, the guy obviously got catfished. If the girl doesn't look the same in the thing, and it was also very suspicious that she said, "I'm a crypto trader," because I get those messages 5 times a day on Twitter saying, "How's your trading going?" So that was kind of iffy. And yeah, man, it just goes to show, dude, clearly this guy, he thought about security he thought about security. He was prepared with multisig. He was fortunately able to contact some exchanges to halt those withdrawals, but he still got some coin stolen from him. Right. So it just goes to show the importance of having a good key storage setup. And one of the things I've heard this from somebody, right? Always remember that the longer it takes for you to send your Bitcoin is the amount of time that it will take an attacker to send your Bitcoin, right? So you want to give that delay, right? Ideally, geographically separating your seeds, right, would be the best, because that would require you to drive from point A to point B and able to send a Bitcoin transaction. Or the Cold Card also has this countdown feature where you put in the first pin and it makes you wait a day, I think 2 days, in order to put in the second pin so that you could access your Bitcoin. So there's different types of workarounds. Nothing is perfect. There's trade-offs, right? But this is a really good example. Imagine if that person was just keeping their Bitcoin on their phone. It would be long gone, right? So excellent case study. Shout out to Lopp and Casa. They were marketing Casa a little bit. If you ignore the marketing, there was a lot of signal there. Phil?
Yeah, that was a really interesting article, right? So like we were saying, there was some social engineering going on. I mean, don't get me wrong, to your point, the crypto trader, that's a huge red flag. I don't really care. At the end of the day, to me, it's the second somebody says crypto trader, Forex, just delete, or pass. But look, it seemed to me, though, that he was keeping a little too much on, he was saying custodial platforms, but Which custodial platforms? It sounded to me like if there was all these 2FAs and stuff, it sounded to me like he was keeping a lot of stuff on exchanges.
Yes.
So there's a little bit of like, that's the first piece, If somebody can get a hold of your phone and be able to, from that, steal your Bitcoin, you are doing something wrong.
Correct.
Like you are definitely doing something wrong. So, you know what? Good for him though, right? That he apparently was not keeping it all on there, or was he? He was, but he was using multi-sig. That's what I understood.
So the majority was in cold storage,
in cold storage under multi-sig.
But then he had some,
but it's still
on exchanges.
Yeah. So anyways, I mean, look, that's just bad stuff, But you look, to your point, everybody. This is the thing, right? Everybody's going to have their preference, and what's also important, it was Nico's point about how long it takes you to do a Bitcoin transaction is what it's going to take a perpetrator. But at the same time, what's really important is that you should feel comfortable, right, in your setup, and you should feel confident in your setup. That's, to me, also a very important point, because there's some people that really overcomplicate. Like, you can overcomplicate yourself to the point that you can screw yourself up. So, you know what I mean? It's okay to pace yourself, and not everybody needs the most extreme security immediately. Okay? Like, that comes with time, it comes with experience, and it comes with knowledge.
It has, and I agree with you, Phil. It has to be a happy medium, because if you make it too technical, you might lose the keys because you just don't understand it, right? But you also can't make it too insecure, or else, it's vulnerable to those types of attacks. So it has to be a happy medium of what your technical capabilities, allow you to do. But anyways, Phil, let's talk about the hash rate, because there is some very, very good news. It looks like we've had a recovery, and of course, this recovery happened right after the difficulty adjustment. Perfectly, it's just beautiful seeing Bitcoin work the way it's working. Right after the difficulty adjustment, Phil, the hash rate starts to pick up again. Of course, it's too early to tell, but it looks very good. And I also have this bullish article that I want to talk about. But Phil, what were you saying before I cut you off?
Just quickly, I was going to say we really need the BIS though to step in and really monitor to make sure that people don't get screwed.
Dude.
I'm sorry, I just had to add that, right? We have to give caution.
It's crazy. Continue. It's crazy. This is happening. No, dude, it's crazy.
Look, it happened all on its own.
Completely on its own. No humans involved. No nothing. And it just works perfectly. And now exactly why the difficulty dropped. And guess what happens? That incentivizes more miners to come on the network. Check out this article by Wolfie Zhao from The Block. Bitcoin mining revenues per terahashes per second recovers to mid-May level when price was around 45,000, right? And what does all that mean? It means that for the miners who have been able to stay online all the while, it means their daily shares of Bitcoin's block rewards have increased proportionally to the difficulty drop. That means that if you kept your miner mining, you had an increase in revenue of 27.9%, right? So to read the last part of the article, therefore, industry experts are not expecting Bitcoin's hash rate to recover to its all-time high, around 180 million terahashes per second. Of course, that was an artificial force that was caused by China, right? And it is going to take a while for those miners to migrate away from China. They're doing it very quickly, and they have a huge incentive. Look at this article, right? To, migrate to what I'm hearing is Kazakhstan and Texas. Those are the main two places that they're migrating to. But anyways, the last part of the article is very important. Giving more leeway to current miners in the months ahead, right? Mm-hmm. So if you kept on mining, right, and this is the beautiful part about the difficulty adjustment, the incentive, right? If you kept on mining, if you had an S9 that was obsolete, right, you could plug that puppy in, and all of a sudden it could be making you Bitcoin again, right? That's the beautiful part about how Bitcoin is architected. It's like, dude, it sees less hash rate coming off the network, and guess what? There's a difficulty adjustment, and that incentivizes people based on one of the most basic human emotions, greed, to jump back in the network. And again, it's a win-win situation. The network benefits because theoretically it makes the network harder to attack, right? To computational attack. And on the second hand, hey, they're getting paid in Bitcoin. The best, soundest money alive, right? So awesome, good news. It's important that we keep an eye out on that hash rate. I want to see it recover, and I expect the price should follow that as well. Anyways, Phil,
I'm excited. I'm getting my my S9s arriving next week. So super pumped about that. Look, you know what? It's really nice to see that this was able to happen with absolutely no government intervention. Look, nobody had to come and print, they didn't have to come and print new miners. They didn't have to come and add Bitcoin, to fix liquidity, nothing, right? We had the hash rate adjustment. We had the price decline, and life goes on.
Life
goes on. There's another block, and that's it.
Life goes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying, and people are just, people that are still here, that are paying attention, that understand what Bitcoin is doing and what it is here for, are just looking at this as an opportunity to just simply, either like me, get into mining, learn about it, or, hey, at the same time, stack more sats. So, you know what? Who cares? I don't even care that it doesn't, it doesn't even matter. And who are these? So hold on, actually, when they were talking about the terahashes per second going back up to 180 million, was it 180 million?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, okay. Just making sure I was thinking about that right.
That's a lot, right? You're like,
yeah, is that right? Is that right? That number? Okay, but who are these industry experts?
Remember what I tweeted the other day? If you say that you're an expert in Bitcoin, you're a fucking fraud. I tweeted
who are these industry experts, though? Are they actually talking to miners, or is it like people that read about mining and then come up with their conclusions?
Dude, there is none. It's all
Who are these
bullshit.
crypto experts?
It's all bullshit. The only thing
Don't you love how they try to create predictability?
Of course.
Don't you love that? Look, we know how this works. We have this all under control.
Dude, it's a clock, man. It's a clock. It literally, it's because, dude, we can't comprehend how Bitcoin works without any type of human intervention, and it's just mechanical, bro. It's like this. It's like, oh, less miners, more incentive. It's like it's playing us. It's playing our greed for the network. It's like the network it's crazy, dude.
It's the perfect incentive model.
And it's like people don't understand that because they're used to living in a system that needs that human intervention. Right? So it's just, dude, it's just, but it's so funny, bro. Every time I hear expert in some type of Bitcoin or whatever, I'm like, this guy's full of shit.
The fiat system is like a morphine drip.
Yep. Yep.
Anyways.
Amen. Anyways, Phil, there was a software release today. Why don't you tell everybody about it?
Software releases. All right, we've got Blue Wallet, right, which is a Bitcoin wallet and also a Lightning wallet, and version 6.1.8 was released, and it's down below in the show notes.
Awesome. Thank you, Phil. All right, guys, that was our show. If you enjoyed the show, smash that like button. And, of course, if you want to continue hearing the Bitcoin news from the people perspective and the catastrophic fiat and shitcoin fails, definitely consider subscribing, and we will see you Monday for the weekend recap.
Augustus Karsten is the fiat hamburglar.